Hey there, Eric here. I'm the Customer Success Manager with Farm at Hand. I just wanted to take a moment to help to explain how we go about populating your Farm at Hand account with the weather that you see. Okay, so let me just get myself out of the way here, and you know what? I'll also log into my account while we're at it. And we'll jump over to this demo account. Okay, so you'll see here it's fetching weather. This is based on my current location. So, what is this weather? Where is it coming from? How does this all work? Okay, so the first thing to understand is Farm at Hand gets the weather here using a outside weather service. Okay, and here's just some of the details around that weather service. It's up to date. It's minute to minute forecast, and it provides these different kinds of alerts and such. So that's how we're getting it into Farm at Hand. We're using a separate service to populate that weather into your account. And where you would typically see your weather is either on this dashboard here, or if you're creating a spraying record, for example, if you're adding an activity, you'll see you'll see those weather conditions showing here. Okay, so one of the questions is often, how is this dashboard weather a little bit different maybe than the spraying activity weather report? So this weather condition is provided by way of the actual field boundary that's been drawn in your Farm at Hand account. So we have a notion of where this field is, the actual geographic location of it. And so the weather that's provided for the field should be based then on where that field is. So even if, for example, you're at home and you see this particular, weather on your dashboard, that might not be 100% the same as what you would see in this field location. So let's go back to that spraying there. So it's supposed to be a little bit different. Okay, so you can even see like I'm away from this demo farm, so it's a little bit warmer here than it is what it's showing on my dashboard, which that was 13 degrees. This is about 7 degrees. Okay, so how we go about getting that weather reading, it's based on either the field boundary, or if that's not available, then what we do is we try our best with your device's location. So let me pull up my iPhone into view. So that would be then based on your settings. So let's open up Farm at Hand here. So location, so long as you have your location activated, then it will do its best to provide weather based on the location. So for example, on my dashboard here, that's how it would be seeing the weather. It would be based on the location. And if the location isn't really available, then what we do is we try to do our best based on your device's IP. So essentially it's internet connection. It's connection to the internet. Now, where we sometimes find users running into issues of inaccuracies with their weather reporting, it's if these other things are not really available So field boundaries are not available. This device location isn't available, and it's relying on IP. And if it is relying on the IP, then we're sort of subject to how close that approximation is. So, your internet's connection might be quite far away from where you are physically, are. It might also be, subject to getting changed by way of, uh, privacy software like VPNs, which would be, pushing your IP address to some completely different location. And if that's the case, then that would really very much affect your what's seeing as your location, and then as a result, the weather. So, so for the most part, in most cases, the weather is, relatively accurate based on the service that we use, based on trying to get the weather for your specific field boundary, especially when you're doing spraying activities, for example. It's providing it there. If that's not available, again, it's looking for your device location, and if that's not available, then it's your IP. But again, your IP would be affected by, where that kind of pinpoint is for your IP at that time, and then also whether or not you're using a separate service like a VPN that is, obscuring or changing what your IP location would be. So. Hopefully that helps to answer some questions. Always happy to help out as best we can. I know this is sometimes the weather thing is a bit of a complicated issue, but yeah, we're here to help you out. If you do have any questions, let us know. In terms of trying to get kind of the simplest, straightforward piece of accuracy for your weather reporting, just make sure that your device settings are set to pull from that location. If you need some help with that, you can always find some information on our help center for changing settings like location. Okay, thanks again, and let me know if you have any questions. Cheers.